And we'll mainly just talk about Jaxson Dart here and the keys for Dart. So let's get into it. Jaxson Dart, keys to the game, keys to have success against Auburn. I think there's a few things, but I think it comes down to, obviously, this is going to be obvious and cliche, but especially for Ole Miss's offense, that getting the run game going can be huge. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to do with the quarterback, obviously, but with the offense Ole Miss runs and with how Dart is as a player and Kiffin is as a play caller, if you can get him running some, get the running, that could help the running game get going from the actual running backs. And then doing that could help set up the passing game. Because the offense relies so much on play action. And that's the point number 2, right? You want to get the run game going so you can utilize play action. Jaxson Dart is really, really good off play action. He's actually superb on play action, getting the defenders out of position, making some throwing lanes easier, getting the defenders creeping up a little bit, or getting the ball up quick off a quick RPO, right? He's done really good on play actions, especially compared to straight drop back passes. So let's look at these numbers real quick so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about and why I think the run game is so valuable and important for Ole Miss's offense. Going up against a good Auburn defense, I might say. An Auburn defense has played everyone pretty tough besides LSU. Now LSU's offense has had their way with everyone. But with that said, let's look at these numbers. So on play action, and 50% of the dropbacks are play action. So it's pretty even. Play action and straight dropbacks. But on play action, Jaxson Dart, here's his numbers. At that 1,099 yards passing, he has 87 attempts, 6 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. His completion percentage is 67.8. And his yards per attempt are 12.6. So all the big throws, all the deep throws, all the intermediate type throws are coming off of play action. You can see that those are really, really good numbers, right? So play action, great. Okay, straight drop, 59 completion, 59%, 59. His completion percentage is 59%. Excuse me, I can't talk. Compared to play action is 67.8. So almost 9. That difference is almost 9%, which is really big. His yards per attempt on straight dropbacks are 6.6 compared to play action is 12.6. So 6.6. I mean, that's almost double. That's a huge difference, right? So that means straight dropbacks, the ball's not going downfield. I don't know if it's tough reading the defense or what's going on, but just more comfortable play action, right? He has 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, only 538 yards passing, 81 attempts, right? So the attempts are very similar. Everything's really, really similar, actually. But you can just see how much better he is off play action. So the key for Jaxson Dart, get the run game going, even with him utilizing his legs and using the play action. The key number 2, second key, something he's done really, really good and something he's done really, really well is distributing the whole field. Continue to distribute the ball around the whole field. I'm not necessarily talking about deep shots. That's not something they've done their offense a ton. He has 9 completions of balls thrown there 20 yards or more, which isn't a ton. It's maybe just enough. I think against LSU, whenever they racked up all those crazy yards numbers, he only had 1. So that shows us, that tells us, like, for their offense to succeed and run, they don't need that. Can it happen? Sure. Yeah, it happens at times. But they really live in those like 10 to 15 yard throws, like those intermediate, medium range type shots as where they live at, right? So you don't need a lot of deep throws, right? What I mean when I talk about distributing the ball throughout the whole field is like a width thing. So he does a really good job throwing the ball middle of the field and outside. Really good job throwing between the numbers and outside the numbers, right? So the numbers are pretty similar. And you usually find quarterbacks throw more between the numbers and outside the numbers, and that's normal. But you find a lot of quarterbacks that maybe have struggled or just in general, sometimes it can be too much between the numbers because the throws are easier. But Jaxson Dart, between the numbers, he has 928 yards passing. Outside the numbers so far, he has 708 yards passing. So, yeah, he's got more yards thrown between the numbers, but still pretty similar numbers. Like, it's nothing that's, like, outrageously different, So I think to continue to have success against Auburn, make them defend the whole field. That's why I think it's important to distribute the ball, because now the defense can't just hone in on the middle of the field. They know, okay, he can make those throws outside the numbers. He can make these throws right side, left side of the field. That's why I think it's important for Jaxson Dart, right? So keys for Dart against Auburn, get the run game going. Yes, the running game with the actual running backs, but maybe get him involved with the run game. That can open up the run game with the backs, and then that can open up the play action. We discussed how much better he is off play action, and that's just the offense that Ole Miss runs. And then continue to distribute the ball throughout the whole field. Make Auburn's defense have to cover a lot of grass, right? And again, Auburn's defense has played pretty well defensively. All right, so let's go to Auburn's quarterbacks. Let me get